Look at my cursor, notice the animation that it has. I'm just gonna type some text in here, typing some text. Let's see what happens and how it looks. Let's type here below on this other line, typing below on this other line. Okay, let's switch to another Tmux session here. And let me navigate in this file, going up, going down. Let me bring up a terminal, toggling the terminal there. Let me switch to a different file. And let me bring up the terminal again. Notice how the animation happens. Let's switch here. What if we bring up mini.files? Notice that we see that animation there as well. Let's bring it again. What if we bring up this snack speaker? We see it as well. The command line, we see that as well. What if we open the terminal toggle here? And what if we open another Tmux pane down here? If we navigate between the panes, we can see the cursor animating as well. Let me just close this and let's close this. Let me switch back to my daily node here. Notice what happens when I switch between Tmux sessions. The animation is still happening as well. Is that effect too much for your old eyes? Let's disable this shader, which is Blaze. Now let's just reload the Ghostty configuration and let's switch to my daily node here. Notice that it's a little bit better now. I think the animation is way less because of that Blaze one. Looks different, but it's still too much for you. Let's switch back here. Notice that the only shader enabled right now is this cursor smear. But in this cursor smear file, you can see the name of the file at the very top. We can change the color, right? So if I go here 9 lines down, I can comment this green color and I can change it to this cursor color, which is my specific color, by the way. So if I reload the Ghostty configuration, and now I jump here to my daily nodes, notice that it's different. It's way less. Let's switch to my dotfiles. Let's go up in this file. Let's switch to the other file. Let's go up here. I think this is a little bit better. Let's bring up the terminal. Let's switch to this other file. Let's bring up the command line or mini.files or the snack speaker. So probably this is a little bit better for some people. I found out about Ghostty cursor animation because someone brought it up in Discord, Jams or Jamc, however that is pronounced, and we just had a small conversation there. Just wanted to give it a try and share with you how to enable it. This is not in my dotfiles yet because my dotfiles are a mess at the moment, but if you like my dotfiles, remember to give them a star. Going to leave them here. The actual shader files can be found in this repo. I'm going to leave a link in the video description so you can go and get them. But if you come to this repo, it's here in shaders and here are the different files. So the only thing you need to do is just to download them. You could clone the repo or you could download the files directly if you want it. And if you're asking, how do you download the files? If you type a dot here, it's gonna bring you to this web editor thingy. This only works on Chrome. I'm not sure if it works in Vivaldi or something, but if you select them and you just right click, download, it should get them. Once you get those files, you have to add them to your shaders directory. Well, that's where I keep them. Shaders, cursor, smear.glsl. Here are all the different shader files that I have. I got them from that repo, some of them. Some other ones I got them from this other repo. I haven't tried shaders in a while in Ghostty, so I don't know if there's new shaders or not. But if you want to check the latest video that I released about shaders, that was 6 months ago, is the video shown here, and I cover all of the shaders that are shown in the file in the background. So these cursor animations are just a new group of shaders that you can apply, but it's just not gonna work out of the box, right? So once you have the shader files downloaded and you have them in your config like this, let me show you where these live in my configuration, okay? Because I have a symlink that points from my dotfiles to the Ghostty configuration. So if I jump to my home directory and I switch to my config directory actually, and let's see, I have them Ghostty. Yeah, they're in Ghostty. And here in Ghostty, I have the shaders directory. And here is where they are. But just remember that this is just a symlink, right? So if you take a look at this here, you're gonna see that this Ghostty directory is a symlink that points to this in my .files. So remember that you can enable more than one shader at a time. This is just one. I can also enable this one. I can reload the Ghostty configuration. I keep saying Ghostty, or I don't know how, but it's Ghostty. So if I type Command R, it's just going to reload the configuration, and the shader is applied. This new Blaze one and the Smear one, both of them applied. I also have this other one applied. I could change it if I wanted to for this other one. Then I just reload the configuration. Notice that the color is changed. It's more gloomy now. If I open this file, shaders cursor smear.glsl, which is here, shaders, and if I go down, cursor smear.glsl, which is the other file that I had open, the one that I'm jumping between these two files. So in here, you can modify some parameters, right? So here is the color. You can specify it. Right now it's set to my cursor color. But if I would like to set it to something else, like this color, for example, I just uncomment this, reload the Ghostty configuration, and notice that the color now changed. And how can you get these colors? Let me jump to my radioactive theme. And let's say that I want to get one of these colors and I want to convert it to that vec4. I don't know what it is. So I'm just going to grab it. Notice that this is the hex color. If I go to the other file, I left a comment here, gx, and that is going to open it in my browser. Here you just paste the hex color. Make sure that you select this output as vec4, convert to vector. And here you just copy this. You bring it to your file, right? Which is this part here. So you can do that for any other hex color if you want. You can specify here the opacity and the duration. The default one was 30, but you can modify this to your liking. But that's not all. Ghostty is not gonna work even if you do this, because let's jump back to the Ghostty repo. And here we can see these two PRs, custom shader cursor uniforms, and this, the big renderer rework. But these are programmed for the 1.2 release, right? So even if you update Ghostty right now, let's just go to the releases page and let's see what we're on at the moment. So if you come here to releases, you're gonna notice that the latest stable one is 1.1.3, which is probably the one that you're on. So you have two options. You could build from sources, download Zig, download Xcode, and build Ghostty using the source code, cloning the repo and all that stuff. Or you could just use one of these nightly versions, which is what I did, and it's working just fine. Notice that this tip release is automatically built and generated on every commit to main that passes tests. There's a warning here, so just keep it in mind. This is a nightly build, not a tagged release. So it is recommended to use tagged releases only. Why? Because this is being worked on. It's not going to be stable. So once it is stable, a release is going to be made. But if you want to give it a try at your own risk, you can, no problem at all. So what I downloaded was this, since I'm in macOS, under assets, Ghostty DMG. This is the one that I downloaded. I just uninstalled Ghostty from brew first because I didn't want to have both of the packages in there. So if I go to my home session here, brew uninstall Ghostty. So there you can see the command that I use. After that, I just downloaded this DMG, opened it, and dragged Ghostty to my applications, and that's it. Just works. Just gonna switch back to this Bloom 025 because it's too much, the other one for me. So remember that I enabled these two. You can enable just one if you want, or both of them, up to you. I tried this one, didn't work well. Let me try it again. Probably I have to modify the file, but notice what's gonna happen. It just stays blank, and if I move my cursor, I can see it, right? But other than that, I don't see anything. So just going to undo the changes, reload the Ghostty configuration, and I'm back here. Just going to apply this, reload. If here in Ghostty, I go to Ghostty about Ghostty, you're gonna see the commit related to the config that I'm running right now, 66DC, which is this one that passed tests. We can see that here. There is a new release. This one was 2 hours ago merged, but this other one 53 minutes ago. So if you run a version, probably you're gonna be running this at the moment. Switch image texture. Okay, so notice that there's other fixes to shaders as well. So there's a lot of work being done at the moment. So depending on when you watch this video, you may not need to do any of this, because if we are already on release 1.2, all of these changes are going to be already part of Ghostty, so you don't need to worry about that anymore. But if you want to try that now, you do have to get this latest nightly release. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, remember to subscribe. If you like this type of content, you can consider becoming a member. Tomorrow, the aerospace part 2 configuration video is going to be released. If you want to watch the first video that I released about Ghostty shaders, go and check the video that is going to show up here. And I just released a video checking out the new macOS 26. So if you want to check that out, the video is going to be down here. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.